You know, as a millennial, we were the generation that got trophies just for being there. And I personally don't agree with that approach. However, I admit that there are days that I just feel like I should get some credit for showing up, for being awake, for getting out of bed, for putting some sort of effort toward life, as if that deserves me being rewarded and getting some sort of trophy. It takes more than just getting out of bed to succeed, and you're not going to be applauded even when sometimes you put way more work in than everybody else. And I've had to learn that the hard way a few times. So if, again, you're starting a small business or considering it, consider that it's going to be lonely for a while. Consider that no one's going to give you a trophy for starting your own business. If anything, they're going to want to come over to your house or wherever you are and take your trophies and take your money because you started the business. Or they're going to start making fun of you because you made the business. Okay? It's competition, all right? And being competitive means it's kind of a cutthroat world out there. And I think a lot of millennials want the idea of freedom, but they don't want the idea of not being rewarded for what they've contributed. Because, again, we're rewarded for not contributing anything. You go to the soccer game, you play, you barely touch the ball, maybe you scored on your own goal and helped your team lose, and you still got a trophy. Well, that is not how the real world works. All right, everybody. Well, it's a One Take Tuesday, aka Uno Taco. I hope you have your tacos and we can enjoy these together. If you don't, you should grab a taco for next time. Now, as I'm grabbing my tacos, which I'm actually going to be eating with you this time, you're going to have to hear other noises. I did want to say I did not officially start a podcast yet, but I did record a podcast episode. So if you watched last Uno Taco, I mentioned that. And I'm still letting the idea bounce around in my head, and I like the idea, but I need to focus. That is a very healthy thing to do every once in a while. I feel more focused today than I've been in a while, which is also good. Speaking of focused, what I am focused on is the smell of these lovely tacos. Wow. These are from Diablo's here in Thomasville, Georgia. I hope you can see that. I don't know. Man, they smell good. And I don't even have all my smell back from getting COVID in last August of 2020. So it's exciting that I can actually smell this being in my car. I am sitting in that 2004 Corolla that I have a couple of videos about. It's doing great, by the way. New sound system in here. Just a little touches like floor mats and everything. Make it feel like a nice, capable car. The air conditioning's fixed. So it feels normal. It still looks like a beater car, but man, it's driving awesome, functioning great. Thankful for it. So also thankful for these tacos. Today, wanted to mention, in the world of YouTube, one thing that's really trending right now is talking about small business, talking about entrepreneurship, talking about everything involved with that. And I kind of want to hop in, but just from the perspective of not being the guru, but just being someone who's actually going through it. Maybe you have a small business, maybe you had a small business, or maybe you don't and you're just curious about it, which is totally fine, because even when I didn't have a small business, I was still very curious about entrepreneurial discussions and side hustles and how to make money doing little things. I say that as I look at my tacos and want to mention a book that I just actually picked up again today and started reading again. And I guess this Uno Taco is dedicated to the people who are thinking about starting something and what I'm learning so far through the process. I'm hoping that's helpful for the people that are thinking about starting something. Because when it comes to small business, when it comes to entrepreneurship, there is a disconnect, I guess, between what we think about it, and then once you actually get in the weeds and you're doing it, what it actually is. And that's exactly what I am being reminded of as I'm reading a book called The E-Myth Revisited. So I'm revisiting The E-Myth Revisited, and this is one of the most, I guess, acclaimed and accoladed and celebrated and well-reviewed small business books out there. If you haven't heard about it, check it out if you're considering it, because it talks about what people assume about small business or entrepreneurship and then how reality actually plays out, and it just comes at it in a very practical way. And it talks about the main, I guess, the beef of our conversation today should be maybe about what do you think you are. And I'm going to give you the three sort of people, if you will, the personalities of a small business owner and how they contradict. And again, this is coming straight from that book because I'm being reminded of it. So I'm going to take a bite of this steak taco and we'll go from there. It's a very simple soft shell taco. I got steak, and they put a chipotle ranch sauce on it. That's real good. Can't really see it, but it comes with 3 tacos. Just went through the drive-thru. It's awesome. So I'm going to ask this, and I guess I'll kind of briefly explain it. And I would love for you to comment to see what you are. Oh man, I got to take another bite. Okay, so the 3 personalities are this. For every person that owns a small business, your strengths and your personality and everything tend to be one of these personalities more than the other, but you need to understand that really your role is to be all 3 of them. So first of all, you have the technician. And so most small businesses are started by technicians, someone that is really good at something that for whatever reason prefers to be independent. They don't want the boss. They realize they can make a lot of money doing what they need to do, or maybe they're just good at it and maybe they lost their job for some reason, so they decided to lean on themselves and said, hey, well, I can do this myself if I can't find a job where I can do it, where I'm at, maybe geographically. Like there's no job opportunities doing that where you are. So you just hop into somewhere, hop into a market where you can do it yourself. If that's the case, then you're a technician. And a technician is someone who's good at doing what they do, and they start a business. Then there's the manager, and this is the person who would manage the technicians, or is all about order. It's all about organizing or setting up a business for success, creating a structure and a system that allows people above them, maybe in an organization, or people below them, if you will, as far as authority or ranking or whatever. They're just the ones who get things sorted so that they can function and move forward. And finally, you have the entrepreneur. They're more of the visionary. They're the ones who dream rather than do. They're the ones who come up with the ideas. They ask the what if, or what would this look like if we changed everything, or what if we introduced this new product, or what if we tried to get into this market space. They're asking the questions that disrupt the whole business, but really give it fuel to move forward, and vision and goals. So the entrepreneur provides sort of this what if scenario, kind of a future thing to strive for. The manager has to take that and really give it a system so that the technician knows what to do and has direction on what needs to be done. So understanding those three, which one are you? I'm curious to hear what do you tend toward? Do you tend toward organizing? Do you tend toward dreaming? Do you tend toward doing? And of those three, do you see a possibility that you could be all of them? And if you don't, you're going to need help. And that's a lot about what the E-Myth is also about. Is the E-Myth Revisited addresses the need for each person to embrace all three of those, because if you can have some semblance of balance of all three of those, you can be a successful business owner, because there's a future that you're considering, a present that you're managing, and there's a past that you're considering, and that gives you an advantage and also gives you the possibility of a future, because statistically small businesses should fail. Most of them will, and if it's not in the short term, it's in the long term, that one way or another small businesses will close their doors or move on to something else or be bought out or just sold, whether for the right value or not. What taco are you having today? Leave a comment. Or if you can't have one today, what's your favorite taco and where is it from? I would love to hear about great tacos from different places in the world. Pretty soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining Uno Taco. I hope that gave you something to chew on. I hope that I'll see you next time. I hope that you will at least like and comment if you enjoyed any part of this. If you subscribe, thank you. I appreciate it.